For he says in the third verse, they crying out, why have we fasted, they say, but you have not seen? Why have we afflicted our souls, and you take no notice? In other words, they are complaining to God because after all the things that they are doing, after all the fasting they have done, it seems like God just won't give them what they want. They even humble themselves. Humble myself. But God didn't elevate me like I wanted to be elevated. So they're crying out and wondering, why are we doing all of this if God ain't going to do what I told him to do? So God speaks to Isaiah. And he says, hold up a minute. Hold up a minute. These are my church folks. But they've got this whole religion versus righteousness thing kind of twisted. It's time to blow the trumpet and tell them what I said. But when you look at the 5th verse that is projected here, it says, you know, in other words, you've been fasting, but it wasn't because you heard from me. You're walking around with bad breath because you've been fasting. You're walking around looking like you've been eating lemons while you've been fasting. You're walking around telling everybody about how you're presenting your body as a living sacrifice. He says, but you are not holy and acceptable to the Lord. Why? Because it's all about you and not about what God wants to do through you. Let me break it down a little bit more in case y'all didn't catch it. Well, we come to church every week faithfully so we can check it off our to-do list. Been to church. We read the Bible faithfully so we can argue somebody down in the barbershop. We sing, but it's all about being seen and heard. Sometimes we even preach because it makes us feel self-important. And we fast, but not for the right reason. We fast so we can seem deep, more spiritual than everybody else. And we feel justified because what we are doing is right. But God expects so much more from us. He wants us to know today that the purpose of coming to church, reading the Bible, praying, praising, and fasting is so that God can stir something up in you, shake the foundations of your comfortability, prepare us, empower us, move us into a closer relationship with him so he can move us out of this building and into the lives of other people.